When I was growing up, I wasn't allowed to use the word hate in our house. My dad in particular was really just very disapproving of it. So when I say not allowed, I just mean it was met with a lot of disapproval. I just thought the word hate was a terrible, terrible word to use. And I must admit now, as I'm growing up and I look back, I think, it's not a nice word. I don't like hearing it. I don't like my kids using it. And I understand where he's coming from, which is weird because, you know, obviously profanities, a lot of people have a lot of problems with those words, don't they? And the F word, I kind of quite like, you know, well, I do like it. I like the word the F word. I don't really see the problem with it. I see it in quite a positive light. You know, it's quite a nice thing to do for a start, providing it's a consensual relationship, obviously. And at the very worst, you're just merely offering someone, aren't you, a direction to go in, where they can do something very nice, just a little bit further away from you. So, but hate is different, isn't it? Hate it's got bad intention in it, and when you think about the word hate, it's active and it's a verb anyway, and you can really feel that hate inside of you, and it's almost like you're connected to somebody else and you're sending that bad vibes to other people. So that's why hate seems like a bad word. Now, there is a law, an ancient law in the Torah, in the Judaic law, where it's called Lashon Hara, and you're not allowed to say bad words. It's called Lashon Hara, which means you're not allowed to say bad things about other people. Now, I'm not saying that I never say bad things about other people, because if I was like that, I probably wouldn't have any friends. But I'm just saying that I do understand where it's coming from, because the idea is by spreading hate and negativity generally, we're making ourselves, our own environment, and the world around us a worse place. And it's most recently, since all the work that I do with hypnosis, I've become to understand how important these ideas are, the idea of how impactful our hate words are, but not just our hate words, just our negative thinking about ourselves or other people's generally. So what am I saying? Like, don't ever say anything bad about other people. Don't say bad things about yourself. Yeah, why not? Have a go. But easier said than done, I realise. And by the way, I know that this is that idea about speaking badly of other, that's got to be in every major religion. And I'm not religious in any way, but all of our main religions that we're exposed to, they all have some foundation in love, don't they? They have some foundation of how we can be better human beings and live with other people. They're all entrenched in deeply philosophical and good intended ideas. So my thing today, what I want to do with you today, is I want to show you a way where you can switch off negative thinking, switch off hate, and squash it with love. That's what I want you to squash the hate with love. And I must admit, I don't really hate anyone. There are sometimes I see someone coming on TV, you must have had this, someone comes on TV whose voice you can't stand and whose face you really, really don't like. And I know that that's a trigger, and quite often you see their faces and you see their sound, and and it makes your whole body cringe. And really the reason why it cringes every time like that is because you've just set up a pathway in your brain. So when you don't like someone, becomes a repetitive thought, like, I don't like that person, I don't like the way that person feels, and your brain just activates that same pattern. Because every time we think something, our brains send that pattern, that thought, down a pathway in our brains, that neural pathway. And the more we use that pathway, the more it becomes like a pathway deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's what happens with negative thinking. It's what happens when we habitually say bad things about other people. But there is a way that we can create a block using simple techniques. And I'm going to show you one right now. It's a simple technique to create a block through any kind of negative thought pattern. And it's going to make you feel much more loving and happy and peaceful instead. And this is what it is. It's called Heart Coherence. And I learned it first from a woman, a hypnotist called Melissa Tears, who is an American hypnotist, and she adapted this technique from her own studies in a place called the HeartMath Institute. And the HeartMath Institute have done so much research on the impact of this simple breathing technique and the impact on our mental and physical well-being by this simple technique that's adapted by Melissa Tears that I'm going to show you right now, okay? So all I want you to do it with me, okay? I just want you to put your hands on your heart right now. Just bring your awareness to your heart. Take a deep breath in. And just simply notice your heart. And did you know that your heart is the biggest emitter of electrical magnetism in the whole of your body. And just allow your heart, just imagine your heart pumping healthy blood around your whole body. Just imagining it just energizing you, making you feel really good. And as you imagine that happening, you can also, if you like, imagine that your brain waves are slowing down. Just visualizing them slowing down. And if you were to see this in a laboratory, should you be so lucky, you would see those waves getting slower. You really would. And when those waves are getting slower, it's like the heart's telling you, the brain, a little bedtime story. It's saying, don't worry, brain, everything is all right. You're okay. Stand down. Nothing to worry about here. And you know what? Heart, brain, body, you, there is nothing to worry about here. Everything's going to be all right. Listen to this lovely fairy tale of peace and love. A simple story called Heart Coherence. It's a beautiful story, and it will fill your heart with love and can tell all of that negative thinking, all of that bitching, to quietly and lovingly F off. Go on, spread the love.